But then was still, it's like yesterday, today we're seeing the spirit and the fact that we're supposed to carry that love spirit all through the year. It shouldn't just be something that we just do one day and we let it go. It's supposed to be something that we do every day of the year, because that is what we are supposed to be promoting even at this time that we have found ourselves. But yes, Panorama always has the ladies come together uh, to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues of the day. And today is no exception. I have over the phone with me Ibinabo Dixon. Good afternoon, Ibinabo.
Good afternoon, Bukola. Good afternoon, listeners. Good to be here.
It's good to
And by
have
the way,
you.
Valentine's.
Yeah, how did Valentine's go with you, Ibinabo?
It's throughout February, at least. Allow it to, have its way throughout February, at
Mm,
least.
okay.
Mhm.
How did you go at your end?
It was fantastic. Over the weekend, I had a program. I was there,
Okay.
and the theme was love, enhancing unity in diversity. Oh my goodness, that was so very apt, so very pertinent at this time of our lives in this nation, where things have really gone sorely wrong, very bad. It's like we don't even know. It's like the world does not exist in Nigeria. Only a few of us are trying to practice an aspect of it because love, Bukola, is has it has offsprings. It has
Mm,
offspring, and all of these offsprings you cannot exhaust them in one day. It is a lifestyle. Everything good is love, and love is everything good. So as long as you are not acting in love, you cannot deliver anything good to anybody. As long as you are acting in love, you would always deliver goodies to people. So every time we care is an aspect of love.
all
Every
right.
time we don't care, it is an aspect of hate because hate is the exact opposite of love. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Ibinabo. And yes, I have in the studio with me this afternoon Esther Alaribi. Good afternoon, Esther.
Good afternoon, Buki. Good afternoon, Binabo. Good afternoon, listeners.
How you
Spreading love
doing?
all the way. I'm fine. I'm good.
How did you spend the Valentine?
Well, it went well. Wanted to hang out here and there with my girls.
What else
Yes.
to hang out here and there,
With the
hang
ladies.
out here and there. You will confess last. Well, that is good to have you both in the studio and having a conversation on this. And I think Ibinabo already has set the pace for this conversation because at the end of the day, we have so much that is happening for us as a people, as Nigerians, as even the world generally. We need love. We need to spread more love because there's a whole lot happening, and this is not just peculiar to Nigeria. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and this is not just peculiar to Nigeria. The pandemic is worldwide, and also we have the issue of banditry, we have the issue of kidnapping. Boko Haram are still, perpetrating some form of acts that are really not humane to people, particularly in northern part of Nigeria, and so many other things like that that is happening in Nigeria. We have some other countries that are still battling with wars and all of that. And the best thing we can do at this point is actually show love. And the fact that we don't just do this just for now, it's not just a one day thing. It is something that should continue. It's something that we should practice on our day to day living. Because at the end of the day, the reason why you want to relate with Esther or the reason why you want to relate with Ibinabo is because there's a portion of you that agrees with whatever it is or that agrees with their person. And the truth is love cannot be taken out of it. Now, when I say love, I'm not saying love that you have with your, boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm talking about the general love that you have for every other person. And that is why we are even here to have conversations with you, which is very, very important. Yes, Ibinabo, I just wanted to buttress on what you have just said.
Okay, Bukola, I let me quickly say that even in disagreement there is love because
Mm,
we both have. If two people are having a disagreement on a particular issue, and they are not filled with hate, if they are filled with a lot of love, having coming to every disagreement must end up in an agreement.
Okay.
Are you getting?
Mm.
But when you always want your ways to be the final agreement, everything that must happen must be what you. That is selfish. I tell people there's a difference between being selfish and being and having self worth. There's a huge difference.
Mm.
Being selfish is different from having some measure of self worth. The fact that they both have self stuff does not mean, I mean, it's all about life starts and ends with you. No. Every good deed is an act of love, and these acts are inexhaustible. In other words, the offspring of love are innumerable. I mean, you everything. Any imagine. Okay, now if I do you good and you appreciate me, it's a measure of love that is in you. Because it's not everyone you do good to that would appreciate you. So to me, by my own definition, appreciation is an offspring or offshoot of love.
Mm.
So anything contrary to that lacks love. We look at love. Love is togetherness. There's a, in every togetherness, there's an undertone of love because every time you come together and you're happy together and everything, it helps you. It prolongs your life. When you're in a happy mood, you see suddenly, like, there are times my children used to say, well, they say, Mommy, when you are all angry and tired, and the next moment you are all dressed up, you transform. I say, how? Of course. Somebody that changes clothes and puts on something better. He said, no, even your face. So that tells me that when you are happy, when there's a lot of love around you, it brightens you up.
Okay.
It adds up beauty to you.
Mm.
So we need a very good measure of this. If now I read somewhere that the Dangote, our own Dangote, is a product of the Amajiri school. But today, what is happening to the idea or the ideology of Amajiri? Then what I read was that they said the system produced judges, clerks, teachers who provided the colonial administration with the needed staff. Because some people gave their time, gave their money, gave their love to help the less privileged ones, groom them, and make them become useful to the community and the nation at large. But look at today, all we have is Amajiri children all over the place begging. They are begging. And they have become vulnerable to being conscripted into various criminal groups. We have a lot of IDP camps up north there, down south here, kidnapping and all. You see, there was something that Nelson Mandela said. In what he said, and I believe that is what the problem we have. He said, destroying any nation does not require the use of atomic bombs or long-range missiles. It only requires lowering the quality of education and allowing unethical practices to flourish.
Mm.
That's all. What have we done with our education? What have we done with this sector? So, all of this, you cannot watch things go bad if you have a lot of love in you. You cannot pick up a sword and strike another person down if you have a lot of love in you. So we really need to retrace back our steps, because if you backtrack a bit, Bukola, when I was born in Lagos, that's why I could speak from Yoruba.
Mm.
There was a measure of communal living. Even if your parents, the house is not always empty, the street is not always dry and quiet. We have some parents who would go to work. Some other ones who sell this. They have shops around. They are some are full wives, they do other things, but they are at home. So if there is any sneaky activities about you, don't worry. Your parents will come back and hear about it. In some cases, they would have scolded you before your parents would even come back from work or wherever they've gone to. So all of this were able to curtail any funny art.
All
Grew up a better person. So we've lacked a lot of things. We have thrown so many good things along the way, and I don't know how we are going to retrace back ourselves. I don't know how we are going to pick up all of these things. But if we become deliberate and intentional, I'm very sure that change, the beautiful change that will bring about a lot of progress to Nigeria and Nigerians, is not perfect. We only have to be deliberate and intentional about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Ibinabo, for what you have said. And I'm really happy that you touched so many aspects regarding, regarding the fact that we have to show love and also not leaving individuals and the part of the government not leaving it out, which is very, very important. 07000 is a studio line to call to be a part of Panorama this afternoon. You can join the conversation. And if you want to send us a WhatsApp or a text message, you can send 070 317 56537. Those are the studio lines for you to join the conversation. It's 29 minutes to 1. Now, Esther, I'm coming to you. We have experienced a number of controversies on internet, on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, or whoever it is that doesn't have Valentine that be for the person, this and that, that and that. But at the end of the day, is that really just what it is? We understand the facts that yes, there could be the part that has to do with an affection towards a romantic affection towards the other person. But then we have people who actually have made it a habit just to show love to the next person by them. It could be someone on the street. It could be your friends that you just probably send a text message to. Or it could be that you just decided, oh, this year I'm just going to send, maybe recharge card to my friends or something, just something simple that you just get to do on a normal day, because there's a whole lot happening in the world. There's a whole lot happening in Nigeria, just to make everyone a little relaxed from all of the tension that is happening.
Yeah, I was saying this to someone this morning that I don't want to say we have deviated from the true meaning of Valentine. I remember as a kid growing up, my dad would say Valentine give to people that less privileged, just give to anyone. Now this takes us back to the fact that I don't want to say some parents we are losing our values already. You see some people, the way they talk to their children, like without love at all. There's a way you train up a child, or there's a way you talk to a child, even when you are correcting. My mom would say, you correct a child with love. Yes. No matter what that child has done, there's a way you put it with that child, put it to the child, and the child knows that you are not against me as a person, but it is this thing that I have done
The
that is
attitude
wrong.
or
Yes.
what is, yeah.
Yes. And that child knows that it is because you mean well for him, he or she. That is why you are trying to correct this person. So I think parents should try and do more with trying to train up their children with love. Their children see like their peers as one. There's a way you train up a child that when this child goes out, even when you are not there as a parent, people will give you feedback that, oh, this child is this. There are some children that as little as whatever, they might have 2 items with them and see another child having nothing. They'll rather have that with them than give out to the other child. That says a lot about where that child is coming from. Because it is little things like this that matter. If you have been trained up in a way that you have lots of love, like Ibn Abu has said in you, nobody will put you up against another fellow human being to go beat up somebody or kill somebody. Nobody will do that to you because you know what it feels like, because that compassion is there in you. You love everyone around you. Then going back to Valentine, I think this year, I don't know, for what I saw, it was all about the romantic love here and there, your view, my all the same. God's view.
Esther.
God's view. Yes.
I just because you didn't see anybody say my view, your view with you.
So
Maybe,
I really did not see the old style of people going to orphanage home to see people, like just share love to random
but then
people on the
it
street.
might not be something that is actually shown on social media. Someone might have done that, not necessarily
True.
telling the whole world that, oh, this is what I did.
I agree. Some people could just want to do that in private, and I really, really commend anybody doing that right now, because just spread love. People have gone through a lot. Like,
Mm.
we are still in the midst of a pandemic. From last year February to this time, people have gone through a whole lot. Some people have lost their businesses and all. Just a little smile on their face will actually go a long way. I
Mm.
could remember somebody right now. Shout out to you. You know yourself. Like, she did something very, very, like, something you would not think
Of.
with what, but the point at which it came for me meant everything. Like,
Mm.
even if she used to do something like offend me right now, I would think of just that very moment. Like,
Mm.
you cannot just set me up on that kind of a person, because I know that even though what she has done is not really that heavy, but at that point where it came from me, so you don't know the love you are spread, you don't know where it is meeting the person from. Imagine someone spending hours crying indoors, and you just come out and just do something funny or say something, just put a smile on that person's face.
Mm.
Fine, I know the problem might still be there, or like Nigerians say the problem will still be there, but at least you've made that person feel better.
All right.
You've made the person feel better.
Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Ladies,
Yes, good afternoon, Ife.
I've just been one. Let me just be fast. Happy Valentine.
Thank you very much. Same to you.
Yes. Yeah, love is the one of love. In fact, love is beautiful. It's one of the greatest commandments from God. You say love, love is one of the greatest commandments for God. And the Bible says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son." So, if you are really born of God, you are not born of Satan. You must learn how to love.
Mm.
Love is very important. Yeah, the Bible says, "Love your neighbor
As
as yourself."
yourself. All
So
right.
these days people abuse love. I pray that God will help us so that we will not abuse.
Mm. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, these days people actually abuse love, and what we can't do is not to take it for granted. We shouldn't take love for granted. But yeah, still talking about the issue of love, and just a day to the day where we all celebrate love, and that is the day we all celebrate Valentine, and that has to do with that has to do with 14th of February, right, which was yesterday. There was so much agitation regarding the fact that there is a need to the toll gate shouldn't be opened after there was a deliberation between the panels that have been set up to look into some of the cases that have been brought to the fore regarding police brutality. But then people have been saying, no, this should not happen. The toll gate shouldn't be opened. And some persons literally just went, to the toll gate and were trying to express themselves. And, they were arrested, and some of them were really, really maltreated. And, you know, I'm just wondering, right, in Nigeria, right? Then there's a whole lot of tension right now, and the commissioner of police has actually mentioned the fact that there is a need to go about this more discreetly. But then, even about mine is in a situation where you get to arrest someone that one has not been probably found guilty of a particular situation. Is it supposed to be a thing that we just go ahead and start, the way some of them were actually just pushed into the van, and they literally had to take off their clothes and all of that, and we had these people were actually and that happening coming from a law enforcement agent who understands what the law is. Let me get your thoughts.
Okay, thank you, Bukola. Nigeria still remains a great nation and a very interesting one at that. Because what am I saying this? This thing happened in Lagos State. I don't know whether the security operatives who were at the toll gate were brought in from another state without the knowledge of the Commissioner for Police, Lagos State. However, I, to an extent, I have my own reservation in his comment. Why am I saying this? Security operatives should act according to instruction.
Okay.
They are given instruction and they follow it through. So, and on the other hand, there is a fundamental right to a peaceful protest. Because protests like that you come out to the public is because you are trying to address the government. Protests takes place everywhere. In the homes, we have protests where sometimes some children will come up with one, they begin to behave somehow. That's their own way of protesting against something that is not convenient for them.
Mm.
Sometimes some men will say women are nagging. It is that woman's own way of protesting against something her husband does that she doesn't like. Some men are very funny, and I don't want to dig deep into that, because that is their own way of protest against what the woman at home does. So there is protest everywhere. But I cannot remain inside my house and say I'm protesting against the government. I have to go out for them to see me. And we all know what happened 20th of November 2020 at that particular spot.
Mm.
Every time I drive through there, I'm filled with awe. And we are all desperately waiting for the outcome of the setup of what's it called now? What was set up in Lagos State?
That's the judicial part.
Yes.
Mm.
And believing that if you go back, if you look at the lady of justice, the woman of justice, she is blindfolded. She carries on one hand a scale, on the other hand a sword, which means justice must be fair and final.
Mm.
There is need for fair and equal administration of the law without the stain of prejudice, favor, corruption, greed, nepotism, tribalism, whatsoever. No stain on it. So, and the scale tells us that there must be a balance, a fair one,
Okay.
between the law and the litigants. So this is still ongoing. It's like that place is an exhibit. So you cannot discard or do an exhibit until you have arrived at the conclusion.
All right.
They need to address everybody.
Mm.
With some people, we all have different opinions. Some people said it happened, some said it never happened, and some people said it was cooked up and everything. So all our hope was upon this tribunal to come up and tell us the exact thing that happened with all of the evidence they've gathered and everything. So, it feels like whatever happened there was taken with levity. That was probably the reasons why the protesters came out again.
Mm.
And
All right.
fine, even if you are going to pick them up, that okay, we did not give, because before you carry out a protest, you must have the police must agree and say yes, give you a go ahead. Okay, they didn't give them a go ahead and they still went ahead to have a protest, and you want to pick them up. I mean, you don't treat them like common criminals.
All right.
We all saw the video. The video went everywhere.
Mm.
So I mean, what pains me is the kind of image we keep projecting to the outside world. Because I'm a Nigerian and I'm a very proud one at that.
All right.
But when people say I beg, going to Nigeria and this, and they begin to quote all of these things, I feel them, but I'm short of words to defend myself.
Okay. Thank you very much.
The commissioner has come up, say this, and he has said that all those officers probably they were given the particular instruction
And they did the wrong thing. Mm.
It's possible. So I hope that they do the needful.
Okay.
And let us know that we live in a country where the government care about the citizens.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Ibinabo, for joining us this afternoon. We'll have to let you go now.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. You enjoy the rest of your day. And hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Buki, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to Panorama.
Yes, Mr. Darlington speaking.
It's good to have you, Mr. Darlington.
It is very scandalous. In fact, it is the height of aberration that a state that calls itself Center of Excellence, this type of thing should be going on here. I don't know how to describe what is happening. So-called Center of Excellence, killing their own youth murdering them for a peaceful protest, and everybody is lying right, left, and center. You know what Cookie? We thought that happened in October in that particular Lake City. The governor collected award as Man of the Year. A newspaper gave him award. When I come after the press tonight, they will say how. How could the governor have been given award after what happened? Lying before the whole world. Lying. By the way, whose interest was the governor protecting in that place? Because they said that place belongs to a private individual or company. Is he the one who's supposed to call army for that place? Is he the one? Why is he interested in that particular Lekki toll gate? There were protests all over Lagos now. Why didn't he call army in all those other areas? Even where there was nothing was destroyed. Peaceful protest. They went there and cut down youths, murdered them in cold blood, and they are denying.
All right.
The repercussion of this thing will haunt them from generation to generation.
Thank you very much.
That blood they wasted there. You see that blood they wasted there because of money. You will see the repercussion in this Lagos.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Mr. Darlington, for your contribution. Good afternoon, Buki Femi Ajala.
Yeah, good afternoon, Buki. Good afternoon, family, Panorama family.
It's good to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Trust we all had a good weekend and looking for a fruitful week ahead.
Yes, we're looking forward to that. But then you heard what Mr. Darlington said, and I would just like to get your thoughts, especially regarding the reports that we had from the Commissioner of Police.
Yeah, personally, I was looking at it and it did not make sense to me. To be honest, it didn't make sense to me, and I felt that he should have handled it better in such a way that we will know that he intends to do it. Like Ibn Abbas said, the police force, they act on instruction. At least, that's what they have told us. And if you fall out of line, there are consequences
for actions.
For their action, yes. And such consequences should not be delayed. I want to believe that such consequences are not supposed to be delayed. They are supposed to be meted out almost immediately.
Okay.
So for the Commissioner of Police to now come out, I don't know, maybe a day after or thereabouts, to now tell us that it will be investigated and everybody will be brought to book. I am hearing it like a song that we keep hearing. These are people that went to carry out a supposed instruction. Somebody must have given them instruction because it was not just a one-man team. And I want to believe with the force they have reports. Even if there are no reports, that day, people were tweeting, social media was going on. I expect that if he did not give them that kind of instruction, he should have marshaled a regiment or give them a command to come back to their formation and address it properly, send the proper troop there that they are supposed to be there to guard. But that did not happen. And now they're now getting a piece of information from him that it will be investigated. This is how many, after 48 hours, and they have not done anything. What I would have expected was that same night to have said, yes, we have apprehended the people, because they know them now. A policeman cannot just go somewhere without an instruction.
Okay.
But that yes, they have arranged for whatever they do in their area, so that we know that yes, he needs action. Now he has said we have not seen anything. So to me, that's why I said it's like a story that we keep hearing, like a song that we keep listening to, and nothing is actually being done. Fine, let's wait. Maybe that is his own style of doing something. Let's wait.
Okay.
But the truth about it is that this is a country that says democracy is ongoing. People have the right to protest. But I also know that they are not supposed to infringe on the movement of people. That is why the likes of the civil rights people, our Gani, whatever, what Falana will always say, yes, you can protest, but if you want to protest, just be in one place. Do not, do not hinder the movement of people.
Mm.
And the truth about it is that protest is a part of democracy. Somebody was analyzing this morning in one of the news that I listened to that the so-called leaders that we are talking of, even the Mr. President, they had protested before.
Okay.
So why is it that it's difficult now for them to now assume? All what they need to say is that, okay, if you're going to protest, please do not ensure you go offline. And then instructions for the police, just be there and guard and ensure that it is not hijacked. We have witnessed police from other foreign countries. We've witnessed what they did. They are just there to ensure that it's peaceful. But they don't go about to rough handle people to the extent that this comedian was saying that. I mean, you could see from his from his tone, that they were beaten. They were stripped naked at Adeniji. He mentioned it. What have they done there? There's a DPO there. There are officers there. What has the CP done? We need action. We don't want rhetoric. We don't want stories.
All right.
Except maybe he's also dancing to a tune.
Okay. Thank you very much. Esther, I would like your contribution on this of the program.
Yes, Buki has said it all. Because for what I know, those policemen would not have gone there without any order from anybody. And besides, up until now, I don't think the governor of Lagos State has said anything, because definitely he must have heard about it. And if truly he has nothing to do with this, or he did not give any other such, he should be able to come out and tell us, okay, this was not the instruction. They went against the instruction. And there is, for what I know in the force, there is no how they will go there and do something else. Besides, they are just only peaceful protesters. Maybe started vandalizing properties or something, there I can say, okay, they have the right to hold them. But these people, just as they were arriving, they were picking them up. Where is the human rights in that? Where is it? And for what I know, this policeman too, just remember that one day you will not stay in that office forever. You would not. You will still come back and be the normal citizen that you like. It's not nice. Let's just find a way of, even when you are discharging your duties, know what is right, because your conscience will surely be pricking you that this thing that I have done, it is not right. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes, Buki, I would like to get your final words on the issue of showing more love, even with all that is happening right now.
Yeah, and eventually it's a season of love. What you are thinking of, it's not really, really, really my business. But the issue of love is love your human being like you love yourself. If you love yourself, you will not hurt yourself. You will not beat yourself. You will not go the extra mile, to undermine somebody, to cheat somebody, to throw dirt in front of their house. When you love yourself, you will love other people. So the whole essence, while we are still celebrating Valentine's love, I know some other people are thinking of some other things, but my own kind of love is a love that we're supposed to love ourselves and love our fellow neighbors. Do it to everybody. When you, or whatever job you've been assigned to do it with utmost best, as if you are doing it unto God. That is what the Bible says. Wherever we are, let's love people. Let's stretch out the arms of friendship. Let's help people. Let's solve problems, not create problems, not maintain problems, but let's solve problems.
All right.
So that's impacting word to me. Let's just go out to do something good for somebody. Let's put a smile
on someone's face.
All
right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Buki, for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Esther will be your final word in a minute.
I just want to call on the Nigerian government, just look into all of these things and just try as much as possible to curtail these things, so we do not get to face a greater evil. Because time over time, like we have given you a chance to prove yourself, and you guys are missing it. Please, let's do better. We know the right things to do, but for whatsoever selfish reason we don't want to do it, please let's bring ourselves home and do the right things.
All right. Thank you so much. We need to do the right thing. And this is not just to the government. As a people, we need to learn to do the right thing. And even as a government who has been elected into position of authorities to make sure things go on appropriately in the country, we need to learn to do the right thing, to do the appropriate thing. And definitely we see Nigeria move to that level where we want to see it. But thank you so much, ladies, for joining me, Buki, Esther, and Ibinabo. We'll be here again tomorrow. Panorama holds every day of the week, Mondays through Fridays. Please stay safe out there. Use your nose mask, observe all of the precautionary measures, and let us stay safe. Good afternoon.
To sponsor this program, please call 080 90 58 2769.
Tamborino, talking drums and shakira combination. I see people under the tamborino dancing. I guess there is a